Hello and welcome to your practice. This practice is yoga for better sleep. So it's a nice practice. It's going to be a short one, a nice one to do at the end of the day, especially before bedtime. You can take your final relaxation, your shavasana, in bed. It's also a nice practice to do if you just kind of want to unwind from stress or stressful day. I suggest having yoga blocks handy for a couple modifications and a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a tie from a bathrobe. You can use a man's tie, a tie that you don't use anymore, like an old tie. So have that handy for one of the modifications as well. So the first pose we're going to be in is called Vajrasana, and it's exactly sitting the way I'm sitting now. So I'm sitting with my knees bent and my sits bones are on the heels. So this stretches out the thighs and it with digestion. So there's marma points. Marma points are energy points in the body. And we have two marma points at the gluteal fold. So when we sit on the heels kind of press on those marma points. So it's really great for digestion, constipation, sciatica, low back pain. The right heel pressing on that right marma point works the ascending colon, or the right side of the body, and the left heel, left sits bone and left heel press that left side, the descending colon. So really great for low back pain, digestion. And it just helps to kind of let go of the day. It's helping to stretch out the thighs. So sometimes this is not comfortable for the knees, and that's where the yoga blocks come in handy. So you can take a yoga block and put it in between the sits bones. So we're sitting on one yoga block. You can also take two yoga blocks, stack them up double high, and sit like that. And eventually, as the knee joint starts to soften and relax, as the thighs start to elongate and soften, you can maybe take one block out and just sit on one, and then maybe you take the other one out. And eventually, so it might not happen all in one sitting, but then you can come down and sit just on the heels. The knees are going to be pointing straight ahead. So what we don't want are the knees going wide. We want the knees pointing straight ahead. Want a little curve in the low back. And just rest here for a few more breaths, sitting, getting as comfortable as you can. Heart lifts, little curve in the low back, hands on the thighs, breathing. So whether you're on blocks or no blocks. Good. So this is just letting all the digestive organs relax. And then take a moment and bring to mind three things that you're thankful for. So especially at the end of the day, just kind of going over the day, whatever happened during your day, and trying to find three things that you're thankful for. Bring them to mind and just silently being thankful for those things. As you breathe, we want those nice deep breaths into the low belly. Try to relax in this pose as much as you can. Keep the shoulders relaxing down, heart lifting. And just bringing some gratitude to mind. And then we're going to slowly come out of this pose. So if you were using the yoga blocks, just set them aside. We're going to come on to hands and knees into table pose for our cat-cow breath. So we're going to have our fingers spread nice and wide apart, shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. We're going to take our cat breath. Exhale, round the spine up, tuck the chin, pull the belly up. And inhale, tilt the hips, arch the back, let the belly stretch. So just go nice and slow, maybe even a slower breath than you normally do in your cat pose. So cat pose is helping to release all the muscles of the back, the shoulders, the spine, the hips. So nice slow inhales, nice slow exhales, loosening up the body, letting go of tension with each exhale, bringing in some relaxation with each inhale, some oxygen some peace, some vitality, some health. Good. Come to a neutral table. We're going to shift back into child's pose. So child's pose can be done with the knees separated apart. It can also be done with the knees together. So find which position for the legs feels best to you. I normally do it with the knees a little wide. So your big toes barely touching, and then we're going to fold forward. Bring your forehead down to rest somewhere. So maybe on stacked hands, maybe on the mat. Let those shoulders soften and spread out. Breathe into the low back. Breathe into the ribs. So this child's pose is a very restorative pose, and it's a great one to just let go of the day. You kind of shut out the outside world as you come into this child's pose, and you focus more on your interior landscape. Instead of what's going on around you, focus on the breath. Focus on letting the body soften and relax. Focus on shutting out the outside world and just going inside. Maybe silently just telling yourself, all is well. All is well. It's time to let go, time to relax. Time to breathe. So we take those big breaths into the low belly. Those big breaths into the rib cage. Those big breaths into the upper back and shoulders. Let your jaw relax. Eyes relax. Let the bottom stay as close to the heels as is comfortable. And then nice and slow, we're going to make our way back up to our hands and knees table. We're going to swing the feet around and come to cobbler's pose. So we're bringing the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. Now for our traditional cobbler's pose, the feet are in close towards the hips, but we're going to go into it's called sleeping butterfly. So we're going to move the feet away, forward, down towards the bottom of the mat, and we're going to fold forward. We're going to round the spine. So just start kind of nice and high, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. Big breaths here. You can rest the elbows on the floor and then rest your forehead on hands to support the neck. If you feel like you can go a little further down, you can stack maybe fists on top of each other and rest your forehead on the fists. So this is just calming and restoring the mind, relaxing the nervous system. Forward folds are very relaxing for the nervous system. Big breaths, let that low back stretch. So here it's okay. We do want to round the spine here. Let the inner thigh, the groin relax. As you inhale, we feel the belly expand. Exhale, belly relaxes. Depending on how soft, how relaxed the back and the hips and the thighs are, your forehead might actually come down to the feet. So mine's not quite there, so I'm not going to force it. I'll come back up to stacked fists. But if your low back and shoulders and hips are a little more flexible at this point of your day, you can rest the head on the feet, but we don't want to force it. We don't want to overstretch. Slow inhales, slow exhales. Now nice and slow, we're going to make our way back up. So come up to the hands, walk the hands back in. One at a time, stretch the legs out, lean back on the hands, and just shake out the legs, kind of windshield wiper the feet. We're going to come all the way down onto our back. Have your strap handy. So we're going to come all the way down onto our back. Center yourself on the mat. We're going to go into a spinal twist. So we're going to stretch the left leg out on the mat, and we're going to hug the right knee in. So just hold here for a moment. Make sure the back of the neck is long. A couple breaths here into the low belly. So here we're working that ascending side of the colon with the right thigh pulled into the belly. We're going to go into our twist. So left hand comes to the right knee, right arm comes out to your side. Inhale. With your exhale, we're going to bring that right knee over to the left. So adjust that upper back so that your right shoulder stays down on the mat. You can take the right foot and let it rest on the left thigh. A couple big breaths here. And now let's try bending the left knee. So bringing that left heel up towards the center of the mat. So both knees are bent. It's just a little variation on the spinal twist with both knees bent. Take those big breaths into the low belly. Take a scan of the body and notice where you might be holding some tension, some tightness. Maybe ease out of the twist a little bit, or just bring awareness to any place that's tight. The main thing is the big breaths into the low belly. The neck is comfortable, so looking straight up or over either shoulder. See where you can relax just a little bit more into the twist. Let gravity and breath take you just slightly deeper into the twist. We're going to stretch the left leg out and then bring the right knee up. Right foot comes to the floor. Bend both knees. Get even on hips and shoulders. We're going to take that twist to the other side. So right leg's going to stretch out. We're going to bring the left knee in, and we'll just hold here for a few breaths. So keep that length in the back of the neck, the left thigh pressing in to the left side of the belly, now working the descending side of the colon. Now we're going to go into our twist. So right arm's going to come down by your, left arm's going to come down by your side, left palm up, right hand on the left knee. We're going to inhale, exhale, bring the left knee over to the right, and let that left foot rest on the right thigh. Adjust the upper back so left shoulder stays down on the mat. And then we're going to bend that right knee, bring that right heel up towards the middle of the mat. Couple big breaths here into the low belly. Let the neck and head be comfortable. And now scanning the body for the twist on this side. See if there's any place that's a little tight. Any place where the body's holding, gripping, tensing up. Eyes relax, jaw relaxes. So twists are great to balance the body's energy, great for digestion, great for just evening out the right side, left side of the body, front side, back side of the body. Inhale, belly expands, and exhale, belly relaxes. And then nice and slow, we're going to stretch that right leg back out. We're going to inhale, bring the left knee up and left foot to the floor. Bend the right knee. So both knees bent, feet on the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. We'll just roll side to side, so evening out hips and shoulders after the twist. Let's bring the knees to center. Grab your strap, unwind it. So we're going to go into Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall, except we're not going to use a wall here. We're going to use a strap around the bottoms of the feet. And we're going to stretch the feet up towards the ceiling. So there's space in between the feet, maybe like 4 inches of space between the feet. The shoulders are relaxed down. So bend the elbows so that the shoulders are relaxed down. And we're just going to hold here and breathe. Make sure that the chin did not lift up towards the ceiling. We want to keep length in the back of the neck. So this is really great for our lymph system. So during the day, all that lymph fluid, gravity pulls it down towards the feet, the ankles. So this is letting gravity now move it back the other way. So our lymph system does not have a pump, so we have to move it with movement, walking, yoga, massage. So the more sedentary we are, the less our lymph fluid moves. We want that lymph fluid to move. It has a whole lymph system, kind of like the veins and arteries, like our circulatory system, but it does not have a pump. So we have to move our lymph fluid. So big breaths here into the low belly. Gravity is now moving that lymph fluid down the legs, back into the groin area where we have major lymph nodes. The backs of the legs getting a nice stretch, so the calves, the hamstrings getting a nice stretch, which is helpful for a good night's sleep. Sometimes during the night you'll get those calf cramps, those Charlie horses. So we're giving the legs a little stretch here. Make sure the waistline's pressing down towards the floor. Couple more nice, slow, long breaths here. And then we're going to come out of this. So we're going to bend the knees. We're going to release the strap, set the strap aside. Hug those knees into the chest. We'll roll side to side a couple more times. Let the shoulders and hips roll side to side. Bring everything to center. Use your abdominals. Don't let the back arch. We're going to bring the feet down to the mat. They can come down one at a time. Just control that movement. So if you're doing this right before bed, you might want to take your final relaxation, your Shavasana, right into bed. You can go climb right in there. If you're not doing it right before bed, then let's just stretch the legs out. We'll take a short relaxation here. So like I said, this can be done for restful sleep right before bed. It can be done at the end of the day, end of a work day, just for a little quick restorative. It can be done anytime you're stressed out, because those forward folds of that sleeping butterfly and the child's pose are restorative, are refreshing to our nervous system. It kind of helps us relax. So get the upper body comfortable, lower body comfortable. Scan the body. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere. Make a little adjustment to the body. Eyes relax, jaw relaxes, shoulders relax, back and hips relax, arms and legs relax, feet and hands relax. Start focusing on those nice slow belly breaths. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And a few positive affirmations are always beautiful at the end of the day, and always helpful when we're just trying to restore our peace of mind. So simple, short phrases is perfect for a positive affirmation. For example, all is well. I am happy. I am healthy. I am resting, or I am restful. I am at peace. Whatever comes to mind that makes sense to you, that you'd like to have more of in your life, just silently repeating the positive affirmation to yourself a few times. And then we ask, believe, and receive. So we receive that peacefulness, or that happiness, or that healthiness, or that restfulness. Ask, believe, receive. See if there's anywhere you can adjust or relax just a little bit more. And then we'll wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's bend the knees. Roll over onto your side, either side. Come up nice and slow all the way up to seated. Sitting comfortably. Tailbone moves back slightly, heart lifts slightly, shoulders relax down. Letting that peaceful feeling just wash over the body. So just this short, relaxing, restorative practice to help you sleep better, to help you find peace, to help you rejuvenate after a stressful, long, or any kind of day. Let's bring the palms together, thumbs at the heart. Thanks for joining me. Namaste. And sleep well.